That we do have a quorum present, so welcome to the MAG Regional Council meeting for July the 28th. This meeting is now called to order. Just a reminder to unmute your device before speaking and mute when you are not speaking to create a positive experience for all attendees. Phone participants should use *6 to mute and unmute and *9 to raise their hand. The first item on our agenda is a call to the audience. Members of the public were asked to submit written comments related to this meeting through the MAG website. Comments may be sent in at any time leading up to the meeting, but must be received at least 1 hour prior to the posted time for the start of the meeting. This is the opportunity for the public to comment on items that fall under MAG's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda or that are on the agenda for discussion and not for action. MAG staff, have we received any public comments?
Chair, no public comments have been received for this item or any other item on the agenda.
All right, thank you very much. Is that Linda?
It is.
Okay, welcome to the meeting, Linda.
Thank you.
Our next item is the approval of the consent agenda. Items 3A and 3B are on the consent agenda. Does any member of the Regional Council have questions or request a presentation on any of these items? Hearing none, could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mr. Chair, I make Mayor Hall, I approve, move to approve.
Thank you. Mayor Hall has made the motion. Is there a second?
This is Les Peterson. I second.
Thank you, Mayor Peterson, for the second. Linda, will you please take a roll call vote?
Thank you, Chair. When I call your name, please indicate how you vote. Mayor Barney,
Aye.
President Burnett, Mayor Carlott,
Aye.
Jen Daniels, Mayor Dickey,
Aye.
Mayor Gallego, Supervisor Goodman, Mayor Hall,
Aye.
Mayor Harkey.
Yes.
Thank you. President Javier, Mayor Ermicello, Supervisor Hickman, Mayor LaVault.
Yes.
Thank you. Governor Lewis, Mayor Lord, Mayor Meck, Mayor Molina, Mayor Osborne.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Ortega, Mayor Pereira.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Bridget Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Les Peterson.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Price.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Riggs. Mayor Rodriguez. Mayor Schoaf.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Bien Wilner.
Aye.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Smith. Mayor Walter. Mayor Wires.
I vote aye. Also, we're getting a lot of feedback. Somebody's got their microphones turned on.
Yes,
Thank
I
you,
hear
Mayor.
that too.
Just a reminder, if you're not, when you're not voting or speaking, please remember to mute your microphone.
Mayor Weiss.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Woods. And Chair, how do you vote?
I vote aye.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Linda, can we come back and Mayor Lord joined us too? So
Oh.
Mayor, this is on the consent calendar.
Mayor Lord.
Present.
Thank you. Is there anyone I've missed?
Mayor Lord, you voted present. Did you intend to vote aye on the consent agenda?
Aye.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that's present in the meeting that feels like perhaps their vote was not recorded? All right, thank you very much, Linda. The next item on our agenda is an update on the development of a new regional transportation plan. MAG Transportation Staff Audra Kester Thomas will provide this report. Audra.
Thank you, Chairman Giles, members of Regional Council. Pleased to be with you today and joined in July for what we hope is a brief meeting today to deliver the unanimous recommendation coming out of Transportation Policy Committee to approve project phasing and entrance into our formal air quality conformity process. Next slide. My presentation will be brief. I'll start with a review of our project phasing, some of the constraints we were faced with as part of this process, and then detail the next steps associated with that federal air quality conformity analysis. Next slide. First, with project phasing. Next slide. As you all know, you approved the investment plan as presented at the end of June. You'll see these projects represented here, including freeway, arterial, and transit projects. Next slide. This, as well as our programs, are supported by multiple revenues, including federal funding, state funding, and also the recommended extension of the half-cent sales tax for a period of 25 years. That proposed extension of the sales tax, inclusive of the other funding sources, bring available to the region $36.7 billion. Next slide. Included in your agenda packet today is more detailed information associated with the phasing and the constraints and challenges faced. You'll note we have represented these projects in your materials. In the construction phase, there are several phases that go into project development. We're reporting for your approval today the construction phases over the term of our funding horizon out to fiscal year 2051. These 5 different phases. As noted, the largest constraint to advancing projects is in fact cash flow. Next slide. You'll see here represented each of the funding sources and the projected revenues during each of these phases. You'll note that we are a growing and expanding region. We're projecting that with our economy's growth, so will our revenues. And you'll see that there's a higher amount of funding projected at the end of the program than at the beginning. Next slide. Notable specifically is the sales tax component. In fact, over 50% or so of the sales tax funding comes in the last 2 years, or 2 phases, excuse me, associated with this funding horizon. Next slide. Included in your agenda packet are more details about some of the other considerations staff took when presenting the phased approach for each of the 3 major programs. Notable of these includes certainly travel demand, need for some of these projects, continuity of the system, ensuring that we don't have different segments of the system under construction at the same time, needed for the redundancy of the system's operations. And notable is we have several large cost projects within our program that take several years to accumulate enough revenues in order to support those construction phases in particular. So notable here is cash flow again. Next slide. A few additional notes. There's almost twice as much available funding in phase 5 as there is in phase 1. 50%, as I noted, of the sales tax funding comes in the last 2 phases of our program. We did include a conservative bonding assumption, but it should be noted that while bonding does allow potentially for projects to advance, it does reduce the overall available funding because of the costs associated with interest. I think the biggest pinch when working with member agencies over the course of the last 6 weeks or so came really in the arterial program. In fact, we had over 3 times as much request for projects in phase 1 as there was available funding. And then finally, each of the 3 major programs, arterial, freeway, and transit, were developed independent from each other. Next slide. So for next steps, next slide, you'll be familiar with this timeline. Our modeling team has been working this summer, are waiting your action today on the construction and opening years for phasing. This will allow us to formally enter our air quality conformity process over the next couple of months in order to deliver a final plan for your consideration at the end of the year. Next slide. Key elements of this air quality conformity process include months of August and September, finishing our network coding, running our traffic demand model, as well as air quality conformity, pursuing that analysis and any findings associated with the air quality conformity analysis. We will come back out for a final public comment period over the course of September and October, delivering then the final plan for your consideration and adoption at the end of the year, first starting with Management Committee in November, as well as Transportation Policy Committee, and at the beginning of December for your potential action for adoption of the Regional Transportation Plan and Strategic Investment Strategy. Next slide. So Chairman Giles, presented to you for your consideration today is requested action to approve the Regional Transportation Plan freeway, highway, arterial, and high capacity transit project phasing and entrance into our federal air quality conformity analysis. We stand ready to answer any questions.
Thank you, Audra. Are there questions or comments from the membership? All right, hearing none, is there a motion for approval of the RPT freeway, highway, arterial, and high capacity transit project phasing plan and entrance into air quality conformity analysis?
Mayor Barney, so approved. So move.
Kevin Hartke, second.
I'm sorry, was that Mayor Weiss with the second?
Kevin Hartke.
I'm sorry, thank you. Chandler Mayor Kevin Hartke with the second and Mayor Barney with the motion. Linda, would you please take the roll call?
Thank you, Chair. When I call your name, please indicate how you vote. Mayor Barney.
Aye.
Thank you. President Burnett. Mayor Carlott.
Aye.
Thank you. Jen Daniels. Mayor Dickey.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Gallego. Supervisor Goodman. Mayor Hall.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Harkey.
Yes.
Thank you. President Javier. Mayor Hermosillo. Supervisor Hickman. Mayor Lavalde.
Yes.
Thank you. Governor Lewis. Mayor Lord.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Meck. Mayor Molina. Mayor Orsborn.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Ortega.
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor Piera.
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor Bridget Peterson.
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor Les Peterson.
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor Price.
Yes, if I can explain my vote here, I believe I voted to abstain on this action in the TPC. However, there are funding sources that apply to us in Pinal County with this RTP. So I would certainly abstain from portions that are of the discussion of Prop 400 extension, but I would vote aye as it applies to the rest of the RTP. So I don't know how staff wants to handle that, but I just wanted to explain that. Thanks.
Price, that works just fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Riggs. Mayor Rodriguez. Mayor Show.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Bian Wilner.
Aye.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Smith. Mayor Walter. Mayor Wires.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Weiss.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you. Mayor Woods. And Chair, how do you vote?
Vote aye.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Thank you, Linda. Next item on our agenda is a request from regional council members for an item on a future agenda. Are there any such requests? Hearing none, the next item is, are there any comments or announcements from the membership? Well, thank you very much, Council. Our business is now concluded and this meeting is adjourned. Have a great day.
Thank you all.